Hi, I'm William. I'm a person in recovery and I have a past history of heroin addiction. Today I'm going to share with you the struggles faced during festivity. And there are early warning signs and there are also areas on how we can overcome them. We know that addiction is a very cunning and baffling, powerful, chronic disorder. And we face many moments of challenges, triggers to relapse, and sometimes we are better prepared, other times we are unable to avoid it. So some of the most common festive triggers are during Chinese New Year, Hari Raya, all the holidays, Christmas, New Year's. So one of the strongest overwhelming urge and pressure to use substance is when one person is alone by themselves, especially when they are doing recovery in isolation, the lack of a balanced lifestyle, especially during this festive season when they are alone. Mainly because it promotes the mindset of one deserving a celebration, having fun, enjoyable time, and it kind of remind us and rekindle the urge to use substance just to enjoy and have fun. And it highlights a kind of pleasure-seeking time. It gives us a kind of deserving reward, anticipating good feelings. The result may all this tempt us to use substance. So one of the reasons that start off is to enhance our emotional pleasure. Euphoria, bias, the kind of rush feelings and well-being, having kind of excitement, to enjoy physical pleasure as well, intensify some sensory kind of awareness, we feel good, and sometimes to entertain some social pressure as well. We share activities with others, sometimes it's a kind of also a social lubricant, and sometimes it's also a status where we want to remember each other and kind of acceptance. So festive seasons may also potentially trigger some negative emotional state, like when we believe that substance can help us relieve negative feelings, using to reduce emotional pain, physical pain, relief for depression, anxiety, fear, sometimes anger also, and using to reduce social pain, to overcome loneliness, emptiness, inhibition, low self-esteem also, unable to fit in. Sometimes we feel not confident. So these are some of the things that we have to look out for. It is always easy to find a reason and a chance to use substance during this festive season. To feel good from the fear of overwhelming loneliness and to join the fun in a holiday mood, especially if you have to struggle to stay abstinent for a period of time. You may think, now I can reward myself, and just for this once, then I will go back to abstinence again. But for now, to enjoy the celebration and have a good time together with friends, all the above are supported by the grand idea of having a good time just for this one time. So relapse warning signs during this festive season are noticeable signs relating to substance use. They happen earlier before actual use, and you need to pay attention and be aware of the early warning signs. We call it EWS. Understanding the process of thoughts, emotions, and behavior of substance will help you to look at warning signs. Then when something happens, A, we will think about our belief, B, which is then resulting in our decision for action, C. So recalling one of my experiences in relapse, it happened after I was released from a drug rehab center. And this was during my first month and undergoing urine tests, and that was once a week. So Chinese New Year was around the corner, and my birthday also happens to fall on the second day of Chinese New Year. I recall, I saw, and this was an opportunity, and it's something like I already had planned to use it, before it happens. So I was just looking for some rewarding and enjoyable pleasure, and somehow it makes, that time was a long holiday. So with my birthday and Chinese New Year, somehow, I have missed all this when I was incarcerated in DRC. So with that thought, I promised myself that I will stop on the third day of Chinese New Year. And that was what happened. Then my belief, I thought I can control and I can stop. I will not be addicted. Just 2 days of use only lah. So just a fling won't harm me. Especially when it's just a reward I deserve after being locked up. So anyway, no harm done. I can wash and clean my urine test, and then nobody would know also lah. But the consequences, I would start to use, because beginning with 1, then after that got 2, and before I knew it, 1,000 more is not enough, and it would end up in the relapse state again, and then again. So here are some tips for avoiding relapse during the festive season. The first important task is to take note and be aware of the relapse factor, which are the early warning signs before a relapse. It will be coming from symptoms around emotional, mental, and physical pain. What you can do to help yourself is, first, do whatever you can to distract yourself and find ways to protect yourself. I'm sure you know that there are so many alternatives to substance abuse. These are some of the alternatives that you can have. I will name a few, and then because there are too many to mention. First, you can, if you have, talk to a sponsor, people who are not using drugs, maybe your family, your loved ones. Go to a recovery support group meeting, listen or play music, go for a swim, join a gym, exercise, lifting weights, go for a drive, or find a new hobby. The strongest and most reliable way is to have a plan. Use relapse prevention tools, understand your addiction and the reason why you relapse. Apply the understanding to the process as well as adopt technique to prevent relapse. Remember this, no matter what happened, don't use. I will not die. I will not be unable to handle it. Nobody will know or laugh or judge you if you do not start to use. In conclusion, overcoming struggles during festivities are possible if you are prepared and willing to put in 100% effort. The risk will be there during Christmas, New Year, any occasion around the corner. But since you have watched this video, I hope you can start planning to deal with the struggles during festivity. Thank you for watching and all the best in your recovery.